Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Let's Talk United. And today is just a simple preview of the Newcastle game for tomorrow. Now, we're going into the game off the back of a 2-0 win against Sunderland, and while there were many positives that we can take from that game that we'll talk about in a minute, there were some negatives that need to be addressed. The negatives being that we are still lacking confidence at the back. There is a slower tempo, especially in the first half, and Di Maria is still out of form and failing to impress us as much as he could. Now, the Di Maria situation it is difficult for him to adapt to the Premier League. He's not the biggest of players, and there's lots of stuff that has been going on off the field that we know about. And the fact that on the field he's been played in various amounts of positions. He's playing in midfield, he's playing as a number 10, he's playing just off a striker, or he's playing on the wing, and it is difficult, especially moving to a new country, a new environment, if you're not playing a consistent position, to really make your mark on the pitch and to know what you have to do, because as a central midfielder his role will be different to as a winger. Now, speaking about consistency, I think that we do need to keep the 4-2-3-1. It showed a higher tempo when we finally got the game up and going. It showed wing play, which the fans have been screaming since day one, and the team looked a lot stronger because of it. We saw Young putting in yet again another great performance. He's been one of our best performers of the season, and when you think about what people were saying about him last season and the season before, it is strange listening to it. But he has been there performing for us. At the back, we haven't had much going for us. We've seen Smalling become more comfortable at the later stages of games, taking balls down off the chest, trying to run with it a little bit before distributing it. But Evans, he's been poor every game. He's lacked confidence passing it. He's lacked confidence taking on players. He hasn't seen the strongest in aerial threats. He's just underperforming, and I don't know whether that's just a lack of confidence or a lack of ability, but either way he's hindering us at the back. It's a similar situation with Phil Jones, but Phil Jones I think it's just tactical awareness with Jones, because he does seem to rush into situations that if he just took another second to think about, or if he had more drive when it came to doing one thing, he might be better. Rojo's been consistent for us. He seems frustrated the last few games. I think it's getting to him that he's playing in a defence that is something that he's having to cover a lot of the mistakes, or if he's making a mistake himself, it's just not helping him on the confidence side of things. Shaw has been he's been improving since the beginning of the season. I think that next season we'll see a much better partnership with Rojo and Shaw, as Rojo can stay as the central defender and Shaw can get a lot more games as left back. Other players like Rooney, I think Rooney needs to be played as a striker. He's not a central midfielder, he's not a number 10, he doesn't have the passing ability like the likes of your typical number 10s like a Mata or David Silva or even a Coutinho, where they can linger around the third of the pitch and keep the ball and make small passes in and out of channels for players to run into. Rooney's very good at these flashy diagonal balls, but when it comes to those smart little through balls, those smart little passes just off a player to put them into space, he doesn't have that ability at the moment. But what he does have the ability of is getting into the box, taking a shot and making sure it goes in the back of the net. Saying which, I think Falcao should be dropped. He's not performing well enough, and in the way we play at the moment his back's to go too much, and he's not the type of striker that can do well in that situation. Rooney can. So my predicted lineup for tomorrow's game is going to be a 4-2-3-1 with Shaw returning as left back, Rojo and Smalling as the centre back pairing, and then Valencia being kept as right back, Blind and Herrera in the midfield. We really do need to have more central midfielders playing rather than just Blind at the back like we do see it in Diamond. I think Young's going to be kept out on the left, and I do see Di Maria staying on the right rather than Januzaj. He does need to play more in order to get his form back on track. He's not going to pick up form. He's not going to adapt if he's on the bench, and he is an expensive signing and a world-class player, and he needs to play. I think he's going to have Rooney and Falcao, or Rooney and Wilson, although I would prefer Mata and Rooney for the number 10 and striker role. I predict a 2-1 win to United. I'm saying Newcastle will get a goal, because even though they haven't been the best of teams, especially since the new year, only picking up like 2 wins I think, we are shaky at the back, especially when it's away games. We are very susceptible to counter-attacks, because when it's away we do try and control the midfield, but teams will be up for it. So 2-1, hopefully we can do better than that. I think we do need to do better than that, especially since we have much tougher opposition coming up. But yeah, that's from me. I'll be back with a review from the game. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and give me back your feedback. Let me know what you think the game's going to be like.